Hey everyone, it's Wednesday morning, June 3rd, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, here to break down yesterday's market action in just 2 minutes. Quick note before we dive in. Today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital Asset Management Frankfurt. Learn more about our funds and strategies at amf-capital.de. Alright, let's get started. US stocks moved a little higher yesterday, as investors looked at fresh jobs data, the latest headlines from the Middle East, and of course more news around artificial intelligence. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 0.5% and closed at a fresh record high. The Standard & Poor's 500 rose 0.1% and also reached a new all-time high. The Nasdaq Composite edged slightly higher as well, meaning all three major U.S. indexes continued their record-setting run from Monday. But underneath the surface, the tech story was a little mixed. Alphabet shares fell after the company said it wants to raise $80 billion to support its AI infrastructure plans. That is a big number, and investors seem to be asking how much spending will be needed before these AI investments really pay off. Hewlett Packard Enterprise, on the other hand, had a very different day. The company reported a record quarter, helped by demand from AI data center expansion, and its stock jumped sharply. So, once again, AI remains one of the biggest themes in the market. But investors are clearly starting to separate the companies spending heavily on AI from the companies already seeing direct benefits. Now, sentiment also improved during the day because investors were watching the latest Middle East developments. After concerns that US-Iran talks could break down, President Trump said Israel and Hezbollah had agreed to stop attacks, and he later added that talks with Iran were continuing at a rapid pace. Oil prices still moved higher. Brent crude rose about 1% and traded near $96 a barrel, while West Texas Intermediate climbed above $93 a barrel. And then we had the labor market. The JOLTS report showed 7.6 million job openings in April, clearly above expectations of 6.89 million. That is an important signal because it suggests the U.S. labor market may still have more strength than some experts expected. This was also the first major jobs data point of the week, with more labor market numbers coming before the May jobs report on Friday. So, the big picture this morning. Markets are still riding record highs. AI remains a major driver, oil is keeping inflation risks alive, and the labor market just reminded investors that the U.S. economy is not slowing quietly. Alright, that's it for today's Capital Markets Quickie. If you found this helpful, hit subscribe and stay in the loop. See you tomorrow morning.